Good morning, guys. Just hanging out here in the greenhouse. I came out here so early this morning and it was actually kind of cold in here. And I say cold by, I think it was 50, which, I mean, that's not cold. It was chilly. Let me just say that. But for an Alabama girl, that's kind of freezing. So I know anybody up in the north where y'all get snow and like up to here and y'all are like, we walked 10 miles in the snow and it was up to our neck. And I mean, props to you, but I'm a frost tender flower and I do not like cold. I would rather it be, 80 any day than 50. So I'm out here starting some seeds. I started a few yesterday and I'm not going to put me actually planting the seeds probably on here just because that's boring. Dropping seeds in dirt is just kind of boring when you're watching it. I love doing it. Make sure my dog's done. But I'm going to show you the varieties of tomatoes I have in right now. And we filled up 672 sales yesterday with dirt. And I thought I was going to have enough to do my peppers and tomatoes, but I was wrong. All I've gotten in is tomatoes so far. So, and I still have 3 or 4 packs of tomatoes to put in. So I will be, let's see, I will show you. I'm going to turn this around and show you my varieties, and then you'll kind of see how quickly things take up space. Usually, let me backtrack here, I multi-sow. So I would take one pot, and if it was a Jubilee tomato, I would just dump all 25 or 30 seeds in one little pot. And then when they all sprout and get their little leaves poking up, then I would separate all those and put them in individual things. Well, that takes up 2 or 3 weeks of my life transplanting everything. So this year I said, I'm going to take it a little bit further and just like semi-multi-sow. So there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 in each one. So then I can separate that easily once they get big. I don't even have to transplant them when they're little because they'll have room to grow. A few of the seeds only had about 15 or 20, and I just really multi-sowed them. So if I just have a few to do on that, it'll be fine. But with this, I figured this is going to cut out 2 or 3 weeks of me having to work extra if I just put in the effort at the beginning. So I may go back to multi-sowing next year. My problem is I have so many seeds to start that I'm going to run out of space. So I'm going to have to find some more tables and stuff and put them in here. That way they're up off the ground so that they get a little bit warmer during the daytime. It is a non-heated greenhouse, and yes, I do this every year, and it is cool in here, and they still germinate. It takes them a little bit longer when it's cooler and I don't have electricity out here, but I keep my barn and greenhouse and everything kind of off-grid. There's no electricity at any of my outbuildings, so we just keep it old school. But I'm going to show you the varieties I have in, and then I'll show you the only ones that I have left to fill up today. And then I've got to get more dirt and get more trays filled and things like that. So here, take a look at these. So this is one that I multi-sowed, and there was probably 30 or 40 seeds in this Brad's Atomic Grape. And I put them in these 8 holes. So that will be one that I will have to separate, but I'm okay with having a couple of varieties that I have to separate. This is a new one for me, Arkansas Traveler. Have not grown some of these. Supernova is like a Roma tomato type of paste. Trying that this year because I've had not good success with a lot of Roma tomatoes here in Central Alabama. We get a lot of humidity, so it's not ideal for a lot of these. This is a new one, pineapple tomato. And yes, I do choose tomatoes based on how they look. We'll see how they taste. I did a big rainbow. I mean, it's so pretty. Like, who doesn't want to eat that? Then I did some traditional Bonnie's Best tomatoes. I did 2 whole trays of that because that's a popular one that people buy. I did a black cherry because I've had great success with these in the past. I did this one, Blush Tiger. That one's new. Goldie, I haven't grown it before. And it's a yellowish orange tomato, really orange, I would say. Boxcar Willie. I mean, that just sounds like a really fun tomato. And I think they're more of a cluster tomato. So those are the ones that I love to make salsa out of. They seem to have less seeds and more meat to them. Sunrise, Bumblebee, that's a cherry tomato. And then we got Rutgers, which is a good old-fashioned tomato, and Jubilee. And I just put those half and half and just multi-sowed those because I was running out of space. And then the large red cherry tomatoes, they're a good size salad slicer. And so you can quarter those up and make them go a long ways. They're not tiny. I think they're usually about this big. Sometimes a little bit bigger, depending on if they're true. That is one thing that I have ran into before, is I would think I was getting something and it would be a totally different tomato, or maybe it was mislabeled or something. So truly, you most of the time get what you order, but sometimes it doesn't turn out just like that. So these are the varieties of tomatoes I have already sown, and this filled up, I mean, look at this. 13 whole trays of 32 cells. And that's not even all the tomatoes. I still have to fill up at least 3 more of these. And I thought I was going to get all my peppers in, and this is all I have left. So that is not going to happen. So this is why for the past 3 or 4 years I have multi-sowed, just because of this. But we're going to do it this year. I have plenty of space in my greenhouse to put some more tables, or build some. I want to build the things, you know, some seating tray areas and stuff like that, but it's only been like 5 years and I still haven't built them. So I just move in junk tables and use those, which work fine for now. And hopefully by next year, I'll have some seating tables up. So I will show you the rest of these when I get finished with them. So see you in a little bit. Okay, so I came back and added these, and I multi-sowed these because they had a smaller amount of seeds in them. And I grew this last year, and it did really well, despite we had like torrential rains and then complete drought back to back. So with that being said, we got a big harvest, and then things started going south. But these are the ones I got. Sweetheart cherry. They just look like a little heart-shaped cherry tomato. Chadwick cherry. Small red cherry. And then I use these cherry tomatoes. I will dehydrate them up and use them as like sun-dried tomatoes. Although they're just dried tomatoes. They're just still called sun-dried tomatoes. And then I did this grape tomato, and it has a tray all of its own because there were so many seeds in there that some of these have 3 or 4 seeds in them. So that was a good pack of seeds. I grew those a couple of years ago. Actually, when I first bought them, I thought they were Roma tomatoes, and then ended up being grape, which I think is in the name. I just don't speak whatever language that is, Italian or whatever. So I got these done, and now we will move on to sowing peppers into these other trays, and then we'll check back in. Okay, we are back after sowing all of our pepper seeds that I have thus far. I may add a few more peppers when I get some more dirt. I have some that I've been saving seeds from for a couple of years. I don't actually know the name of the pepper, but it's just called long sweet pepper, and it's like a cowhorn pepper, but a sweet version, and it gets like up to 6 or 7 inches long, and it's like a very nice stuffing pepper. I will try to find a picture of it. I think I might have taken one last year of it or something. I'll just have to go back and look. But we sowed an entire tray of Craig's Grande jalapeno, because we always need a lot of those. And these are nice size stuffing jalapenos. You can pick them when they're small or once they get big. We did the cayenne for pepper flakes and for cayenne pepper, of course. Tabasco for our pepper sauces and Tabasco sauces. I did a Fresno chili pepper because I am almost certain this is the pepper that they use to make sriracha. So I'm going to try to ferment and make real sriracha this year that is not processed, but actually fermented sriracha. And then we have mini bell peppers, and I sowed an entire tray of mini bell peppers. Those are some of my favorites. They are like a large cherry tomato size, so they're perfect for like just chopping up and putting into salads. Then there's a pole there. Lipstick pepper is like a 3 to 4 inch little red pepper that is sweet and has a thicker skin, kind of. Very savory flavored. Loved it the last few years I've grown it. Sweet banana peppers are just for snacking because that's my husband's absolute favorite pepper, I think, on the planet. They used to be something I really liked until I tried some of these other ones, and I'm like, I like the lipstick pepper better than the banana peppers, and I may try to pickle some lipstick peppers instead of banana peppers this year. Maybe it'll hold up a little better. We have this California Wonder, and I sowed a pretty good bit of just the bell peppers. And then I had some leftover Sugar Rush peach peppers that were from last year. And so I just sowed the rest of those into this little, 8 cell tray right here. I think there was about 25 seeds in there left from last year. And then we have coral bells, which is only this one little row because they literally only put 12 seeds in here. And then the Chinese 5-color pepper. It's just a beautiful pepper, and it has different levels of spicy depending on when you pick it. It starts out purple and ends up red at the end, and it goes through 5 different colors. So you can pick them at any stage. And then this is a new one. The DiToro. Don't really know that much about it. I just thought I would try a different one this year and see where we're at. So see how I like that one. Last year I grew some peppers that I really did love. A couple years in a row. I did the Jimmy Nandello, or I'm not really sure if that's how you say it. I can't remember. But they were really, really good as well. And I may still buy things. I don't really need to because this is only tomatoes and peppers. Guys, this is only tomatoes and peppers. And I have used up my entire space on tomatoes and peppers. I'm not even sure where I'm going to put the other 1,000 things that I have to plant. But I've got to get more dirt, like I said earlier. And going to a nursery today to look at some flower plants and things like that, and some perennials to put in my garden to bring in pollinators. But to me, this is such a beautiful sight, and hopefully before too long we will see little sprouts coming up, and that's when it really gets exciting, is when you see that seed that you planted come to life. Such an amazing adventure to garden. If you've never gardened before, go grab a pack of seeds. Try something. I mean, you never know what you can do unless you try. The only sure way to fail is to not try at all. Well, that was my little morning adventure. We got all of the trays planted. I think I'm going to go stick some nasturtium seeds in. The flower beds in some corners, just already have them going. They'll just go right up right there where they are. I don't have to move them later. I've just got to remember that I planted them, because so many times I will go sow seeds where I'm going to plant something else and not realize it, and then go, scuffing through the dirt, and then go, oh my goodness, I planted something here. Terrible about planting something and thinking I'm going to remember. That's not idea. You will never remember everything that you plant if you plant big gardens. Like, it's going to disappear from your brain. You're just not going to be able to do that and maintain that. And I think I can. I planted some flowers over there last week in some pots, and now I can't remember if it was mint or carnations that I put in there. Or both. I don't even know. But guys, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you have a great day. Go get a pack of seeds. Start a pack of seeds today. Pick your favorite vegetable and try to grow that one. If it's just one, try something. Start today and you'll enjoy it. Have a blessed day.